All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High and His only begotten Son. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who root and teach well. Wa Barakathom unto the hopeful elect. All right, now today through the Spirit, I want to go into a quick video entitled Heed to the Elders, because they speak in the authority of the Lord. The Lord set up different shepherds, different men to be over us, to guide us and steer us the right direction. And they've been through various experiences that the Lord made them go through just so they can help other brothers. And now we're in a time period where we don't have as much time as our elders had. So our men above us had. They had more time to make a lot of more mistakes and do a lot of different things. But we are in a time period where we got to get it quick. Speaking of us babes, younger brothers, I'm a babe in this thing, man. And I'm gonna end off being a babe, because I'm always gonna have my elders the elder apostles, who came first. You see? And then the elder brothers, the elder bishops, and the brothers after them. You see? So, we're not gonna be here long enough for me to be that long. Lord willing, I brought this out, which the way it's looking is clearly not gonna happen. Esau will be there and killed everybody by the time my elders been in as long as my elders been in. You see, 20 years and stuff. No, man, everybody will die. Esau was able to rule that much longer. He's destroying everything. But the point I wanted to go into in this video is we gotta heed to our elders, the men that's over you, the men that's been in this thing. You gotta have reverence and respect to your elders. Especially the spiritual elders. You see, because when they, may come via through rebuke, or they come giving advice, it's coming from experience. They've actually been tried out. And when you go into the scriptures, it breaks that down, how experience leads to you having that closer, that real good confidence in the Lord, that close relationship. Right? Because let's read this, Romans 5 and verse 3, it says, not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience. So it results in, or it forms into patience, right? And it says, in patience, experience. So when you go through long sufferings or different trials of the Lord, what does it do? It builds up your experience. And it says, and experience is hope, which is confidence in the Lord, right? So the men that's been toiling this thing, they have a higher level of hope, and they have a really close relationship until Yahweh Bashem Shai. And their goal is to what? Help you get up on a level too. You see? But V is going to come through you being in order. Because these men are tried out. They've already been through the situations of having to forsake various things. Brothers have lost jobs, lost their families. Elder apostles, they'll tell you the stories in their videos at times. They've lost family. They've had all these experiences, lost jobs, lost all these things. They've dealt with persecutions, right? So they're able to steer us the right direction and make us make the right moves in these situations. So we got to listen, right? And lose the pride, lose the ego. Matter of fact, we got to be like our forefather David, which the elect will be like King David. Let's check this out. Let the righteous smite me. Check this out. This is Psalms 141 in verse 5. It says, let the righteous smite me, and it shall be kindness, and let him reprove me, it shall be an excellent oil, which shall not break my head, for yet my prayer also shall be in their calamities. Right? So that's what is that talking about? It's talking about you accepting the rebuke, accepting counsel. Let's get that in NLT. Because you're gonna get the men that's above us are set up to be shepherds over us, to steer us the right direction. And ultimately the Lord is guiding them that way. So whenever a brother gets onto you, that's the Lord putting in his spirit to do that. Psalms 141 and verse 5 NLT, it says, let the godly strike me. It will be kindness. It's love. What does the scripture say? It says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin to be upon him. So it's love when you get got onto, or when you get corrected. And anybody that's truly somebody that's of the elect, they'll accept reproof and they'll take heed into it. It says it will be kindness. If they correct me, it is soothing medicine. Don't let me refuse it, but I pray constantly against their wicked deeds. Right? And ultimately, you know, it's ultimately like, I believe, let me see what the situation is. Because King David went through situations where stuff like that happened. You see? Because Saul was head over him. And he reverenced and respected Saul. Even when Saul was in his transgression, he still, respected him. You see? And looked at him as the Lord's anointed. And helped his house out. Jonathan. And Jonathan's son. So us being I brought this out to be the elected house of David. They're going to be in that same mindset of letting the righteous do that. You see a man of the Lord, he gets onto you. Understand that the Lord is speaking through that man, and that could be mercy from the Lord. The Lord is saying, okay, I'm going to have him get harshly rebuked versus actually me judging him. And you just take it and then go the right direction. You see, because this is, matter of fact, I'm going to get this last one, and then we're going to get to the precepts I had linked up for the video. Sometimes the spirit will have you go another way for a little bit. This is Sirach 32. Where am I at? Here we go. This is Sirach 32. In verse 17, it says, a sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his own will. According to his will. Right? So somebody that's reprobate, void of judgment, they'll make an excuse to keep doing whatever evil that they're doing instead of just fixing it. When the Lord gets onto you, it's obviously going to be something according to the scriptures. So it's something that the scriptures say we shouldn't do. So you can't make excuses when you get put in that situation. You just, accept it and then fix it. That's it. And you may even have certain scenarios where, it may be a situation where it wasn't even completely like your fault. You may have gotten in a situation because of something else. But guess what? If you get got onto, accept it. We've done stuff worthy of death. So, our Lord Yahweh Shai suffered wrongfully and he, was innocent. So we've done stuff worthy of death. So we're going to get judged like that sometimes. And that's okay. You see, you got to be willing to bear whatever you got to bear to stay in the ministry and stay serving the Lord, man. And part of that is we're going to get persecuted. And also, you may have to suffer wrongfully. A situation might not be your fault. You may have just been, you may have been with some brothers that did something that was off and you get in trouble for it, which is okay. So, hey, that's just what it takes to be in the ministry. You're going to suffer. Sometimes you're going to suffer something that you may have really not even been in the wrong in. But the part where you was in the wrong in was you probably didn't step up and, let brothers know that, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. Or, hey, brother, you shouldn't do this. Or you may have now reported in on another brother, whatever. It could be anything. You see? But ultimately, that's just what we got to deal with. That's just what it is. And sometimes the Lord will have you get rebuked harshly just to toughen you up. So you always got to keep that in mind. But let's go into the precepts without further ado. It's Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 7. It says, remember them which have the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of Yahweh Bashem Shai, whose faith follow, considering the end of their conversation, their conduct. Right? You see, they've been told this thing for all that amount of time. You see, so they know what they're talking about. So you got to listen. When the elders and apostles make orders, like not getting too caught up, going out to clubs and doing all that partying and stuff, which I never been a brother that does anyway, but some brothers, they are into stuff like that, which is, to each his own. But the apostles will put that spirit our way. Don't be doing all that, because of the times that we're in. You see all these judgments happening in places like that. You see? Certain brothers may go get a drink, may do it and it's cool. You just get in there and get out. But it's like, as far as you just being there all the time, every weekend and all that stuff, all that's dead. You see? Because that environment is filled with all types of Jake, and they in a real reprobate, just presumptuous type of spirit, and they're just doing anything in there. And it can lead to some adultery going on. It can lead to murder happening. It can lead to all types of stuff because Jake is all intoxicated and they're all just doing whatever. And I've been in an environment before and I've seen crazy shit happen. You see, and that's why me personally, I just never been a type of brother that likes to be in that type of environment. You see, because there's all types of wickedness going on. But this is 8. It says, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever. Right? So our elders, they following Yahweh Bashiach Shah. So we got to, be followers of them as they are followers of Yahweh Shah. They still told this truth for a reason. You see? So when they giving us counsel and stuff, we got to listen. Not get offended or buck up at it. Just listen. The Lord speaks through his men. The Lord mediates through his men oftentimes. Really all the time. You see, the Lord ain't going to come down. The Lord is too high to come down and actually speak to us directly. He'll use his men. And oftentimes it'll be a man that the Lord is more intimate with, that's been in this thing longer. They have a more closer relationship to the Lord because they've been in longer. You see? This is Hebrews 13 and 17. It says, obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves. For they watch for your souls. They're shepherding us, keeping us in line. It says, as they must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. And the Lord gave men that office to be like shepherds or leaders over the flock, to guide the flock the right direction. You see, and within that high position comes high responsibility. You see? So we got to respect that. That's their job. And it's all out of love. The Lord set up different men to have to watch over various camps, to have to watch over particular brothers, like brothers and it's a hierarchy to everything. But whoever is the designated person that's over you, you just, be in order. This is 1 Peter 5, and I'm going to start from the top. It says, the elders which are among you, I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and a partaker of the glory which shall be revealed. Right? It says, feed the flock of Yahweh Bashiach Shah, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. You see, and it's given the way how the elders would deal with you. You see? Not taking advantage of you, doing it out of love to keep us going the right track. It says, verse 3, it says, neither as being lords over the Heavenly Father's heritage, because we belong unto the Lord. But the Lord set up men to take care of what belongs to him. You see? And that's what our elders' job is. They take care of the men, they take care of the Lord's sheep. And they've been built up to a position where they're able to do that. Right? It says, but being examples unto the flock. So they're examples. They've been through their trials and tribulations, and they've toiled in this thing all those years and been through all those different trials, low points, spiritual high points, lost stuff, forsaken things, for ultimately them to be able to teach to others below them. To shepherd over the rest of the Lord's sheep and get them to a level, because the time is short. It's about to be, the persecution is about to happen. They're about to push out the micro CHIP. This NWO agenda is like right around the corner. So we got to be on a certain level to be able to make it. Our elders' job is to try and get us there ASAP. Right? We don't have the time that they had in this thing. We don't have 16 years. We don't have 20 years. We don't have 30 years. You see? This is verse 4. It says, and when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that faded not away when Yahweh Shah comes. Verse 5, it says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Right? So this is the point where I was going into. We got to submit ourselves unto our elders. That means respect their words and listen when they heed to them when they speak. It says, yea, all of you be subject one to another and be clothed with humility. For Yahweh Bashiach Shah resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. So it's humility to be in order. And that's what the Lord orders us to do, to have humility. You see? Subject ourselves to the men that the Lord set up over us. Right? This 1 Peter 2 and 18, it says, servants be subject to your masters with all fear, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the froward. And this is like ultimately, we had servants according to our customs. But I'm using this in a spiritual sense, because that's, Peter, used as in a spiritual sense. That's how it is with our elders. They're over us for a reason. So we got to respect that and listen. Right? And it says, not only to the good and gentle, you have certain elders and brothers that may be more chill and laid back. And you got certain brothers that's real forward. That's raw and uncut. That'll curse you out in the snap of a finger. So, we got to reverence that and respect both. All right, let's go here. This is Ecclesiastes, known as Sirach, chapter 8. All right, let me see here. That's another lesson. I'm going to have to get that. I have to put this up like that. All right, let's go right here. It says, I'm going to start at verse 8. Sirach, chapter 8, verse 8. Despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs, their wise sayings. For of them shalt thou learn instruction and how to serve great men with ease from the men that's over you. They already done it. They've already been in that. They still serving in that servant position. Because the higher you are, that's the more of a servant you got to be. That's the more of your time you got to devote to those that are under you. It's just like owning a business. When you have all them employees, you got to manage all the employees and make sure they're on track. And you got to set up men under a man under you and men under you to, okay, so let's say you're the CEO. When you're a CEO, you got to manage all the stuff that's coming through the business, all that. And then you got to manage the men that's the managers that's over the people that's working for you. So that's how it works in the Most High's business. You see? But somebody that's a CEO, they didn't just say, okay, I'm a CEO. No, they had to work their way up. So now they're able to train other men to get to a level to make the production more, to make everybody more productive in that business. So this is the Most High's business. So in order to make everything more productive and for everybody to get to a certain level, guess what? It got to be taught to you. This is verse 9. It says, miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers. Right? And, I happen to be in a Dallas camp, and, our leadership, they are known for their counsel and everything, man. So that's what all the elders, they've been through experiences and they've been tried out in this thing. You see? So we got to listen. Discourse is like their conversation when they're making orders, when they're speaking, their videos, right? To stay on the right track. It says, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answers as need requireth. So you'll learn how to deal. The scripture speak about walk in the spirit. Well, you learn how to walk in the spirit from your elders who already done it. You see? Let's get this right here. It says, this is Sirach, known as Ecclesiastes chapter 6, and I'm going to get verse 33 and 34. It says, if thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. So you got to get your mind already prepared to receive everything. You see, can't be in that spirit of like, oh, I'm good. No, man. No, none of us is too good for correction or to be guided the right direction. We can always do something better. That's why we're in this flesh. Being in this flesh, you fall short. And it's certain things that you may not catch when you examine yourself, but another brother can give you guidance on, or ultimately he can just give you instruction for you to get through certain particular things. This is verse 34. It says, stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise, right? And who's ultimately going to be the man that's on a higher level? Those that's been in this thing longer. Those who the Lord has tried out. You see? Verse 35, be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. Who's going to have more understanding? The men that's been in this thing. The scriptures speak about how the older men are known for their wisdom. The young man for their strength, and the older man for their wisdom. You see? Because they've been doing it. Right? This is Proverbs 11 and verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Right? And that's what we have. Multitudes of counselors. We have our elders, the apostles, the elder bishops. We got the brothers above us. You see? And it's continuous videos. The Spirit's on them to do videos. That's the Lord speaking through his men. In a lot of videos, you'll see things that you need to check yourself on, or, you need to watch out for, and you just take heed into it. And that's how you'll be in that safety. You see? But you can't despise the counsel. You got to take heed into the counsels. Right? And this is the last one I got right here. This is 1 Timothy 5:17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in word and in doctrine. And these men, they've earned their stripes. Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Rakai, even their elders above them, the elder bishops, the top elders in our camps, they've earned their stripes. Now they're guiding us to how to earn our stripes, how we can come up on a level. And ultimately, really, we all are still going forward. But within us all going forward, the Lord has men that he has on a higher level or a higher position for a reason. So through the Spirit, they can guide us the right way. You see, they're still earning their stripes, but they have more stripes than everybody else, so they can get us caught up. You see, they've established themselves with the Lord, so they're teaching us how to do the same. Now, does that mean that they've made it already? Nope. They still got endurance to the end, but it's still, even amongst that, they've already hit a particular level. They've hit a high level to where the Lord put them as shepherds over us to get us to hit a higher level. And out of love, it's gonna be rebukes. It's gonna be more harsh speech. You know, it's gonna be more the word I'm looking for is like the conduct and everything is gonna be more serious because the times are coming into, and we gotta be paying attention and be listening, so that way we can be on the right track and we're not holding nobody back. Because if you're doing, you're doing what you're supposed to do on your end and you're listening, paying attention, then you won't be behind. You'll be on track, right? And the way to do that is by what? Listening. Of course, doing what you need to do on your end, but listening to the men, to the elders, and listening to the orders, so you don't get left behind, man. But anyways, the point I wanted to go into real quick: heed to the elders. Lord willing to edify. I like to end it all by saying, Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, root and teach well. Till next time, Kama Shalom.